This time on Webcode 101, we take a look at file structure and how to make sure that you create a clean and easy site for anyone to maintain. Welcome to Webcode 101 episode number 2. This is the last one for 2014. We will be back in the new year, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little while. Firstly, let's talk about file structure. What is file structure and why is it needed? Well, I like to think of file structure as if you walk into the kitchen or your bedroom, you know where things are because they're put in a certain cupboard or hanged up in a certain way if you're looking for coats and suits and all that kind of stuff. And if you walk into your local Woolworths or Coles or IGA, you know that the fresh food aisles are X, Y, and Z, or your milk is normally down the far right, sometimes it's the far left, depending on which store you go. But basically everything has its place. For example, if you noticed, Woolworths puts their bread down their lolly aisle. The reason being is impulse buying. Well, while we don't want people to impulse do things, what we want people to do is kind of what impulse buying does. It's basically saying, okay, well, I see that this folder exists and it says images. So I'm going to put all of my images in images. Have I lost you? Don't panic, I'm going to show you. So let's take a look at our screen at the moment. You can see I've got images which are these ones here, and we've got 2 down here. Now imagine if you had 100 images in this folder. It would be very, very difficult to actually find which image you want. You'd actually have to use the search function or actually know how you've organized this folder. So I can organize it via name, so you see it's reorganized again. I could say, okay, well, let's organize it by the time and date. By size, so I can go both ways there, or by type. But that's if you're local. If you're doing it via FTP, it's similar stuff, but it can be a bit more difficult. So we're going to do it quick and easy and make sure that people understand how you do it. So here we have our HTML code that we've coded. Now you'll notice that most of it is from our episode 1. And I have added just a style background to make sure that it's a black background. The reason being is my images all are white. So, firstly, just to make sure that everyone knows, your body is where we put our design and HTML code. So, for example, if I want to put an image, I will go image scar equals logo.png. The reason being is I know that logo is in my main directory, and I also have my HTML code or HTML file in my main directory. So when I go to a browser, my page looks like this. So there's my image, as I can drag it around, that it shows you that it's an image. And if I just have a look at the source, you can see it says image logo. Now, I'm not going to go into the image tag too much because we did cover it in episode 1, but we will be recovering it in our next episode when we create our template for our web page. But I just want to show you that while this is all good and well, here's the issue. You will find that you will get a developer who will come along and they will want to put everything into a subdirectory. Now, this is what I mean by subdirectory. So we can create a new folder, and I'll just make this full screen. We can create a new folder, and what we do is we want to call it images, because this is where we're going to store all of our images. Now, here's the reason being: if I copy an image if I move an image into my image folder, and then I go back to my code, and I go, okay, well, you know, I want to go and fetch that image. I think it's image scar blah blah blah, image 3, I think it was, image 2. It was image 2. So image 2, and then I put the file type and I close it. When I go to Chrome, I am not going to see image 2. Instead, I see this. And I'm going to go, what? Why? Now, as a HTML coder, you're going to go, hang on. I can't find it here, so it must be in images. Okay, so let me put images in there. And now I'm going to copy it. Okay, so my image has actually shown up. Now, that's all good and well, but imagine just you going along your day and you're having to add all of these images into your folder and there's no structure to it. So I've got image 3, I might have image 4 in the main directory as well, but then I might have image 5 in a subdirectory. So here I might have image 5. Now, if I had this, clearly there's no consistency, there's no structure, and quite frankly, it's going to get messy quite quickly. So we want to make sure that our system is structured. The easiest way to do this, as I've already pointed out, is to move all of our images to our structured file, or folder, sorry. Our structured folder, so let's put all of those in there. We can see it's already looking a lot neater. So when I come back here, you see it's automatically updated. I know that my logo is now in my image folder. And voila, when I go here and refresh, it's there. Now if I had just left the image tag as image star logo, what happens? The logo doesn't show. It's important to make sure that any changes you do, you document. So have a notepad or a pen or a Word document open and just say, put in a note that you share with your other developers, or if you're developing a website by yourself, you never know, this could be a good document that you give to your web developer later on about all the changes that you have done and why you've done it. So once we've done that, we can save and we can see that our image is there. This also applies for your CSS code. So you might notice here I've got the scar background image. You might notice here I've got, now this also applies for your style. Here we don't need to really worry about it too much because I put my style sheet into my body tag. However, this is very unprofessional and you shouldn't do that, but we just did it for example. I'll tell you why in a CSS episode later on. But in our folder, we can see that our CSS directory is there. Now, we know this is not an image, so we don't want to put it in our image folder. But we do want to make sure that we put it into a style folder or a CSS folder. So we're going to put style and put it into CSS. When we put it into practice, what we would end up doing is link type equals style sheet, and normally it is text style sheet, and we want to put our href link in, and we go style /css or main.css, and we can save that like so. Now, what this means is our style sheet will be in our style folder, and we know that the file is called main. So style references the folder and main.css represents the file. So there you have it. That's how we keep our website structured. We're going to be away over the holiday season. We will be back in January 2015. So until then, have a safe holidays and a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2015.